अभियता निशाचरचमू रामाय तस्मै नमः। रामान्नास्ति परायणं परतरं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहं। रामे चित्तलयस्तदा भूतमे भो राम मामुद्धर। राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे। सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। श्री राम नाम वरानन ओन्नम इति। श्री माहेश्वर सूत्राणि अयुण् रुल्रुक् एयोंग अयौच अयवरट् लण् ञमङणनम जबंज गड़दश जबगड़दश ख फ छ ट थ च ट तव क पै शशसर हल इति महाराष्ट्र सूत्राणि. I think Vasu, you can want to mute yourself, Vasu. I think you're echoing.
I was muted. I was muted, Satish ji. I don't. Somebody else.
Okay. All right. I think we're okay now. No, we're not. Still not okay. Somebody's echoing. Okay. Okay. Whoever is echoing, please mute yourself. So, if you look at now, shloka number 58 now. So this is the Dushakuna Varnanam, which is describing the bad omens which are taking place, portending the arrival of Parashurama. So one of the commentators says that these are the, by these 3-4 shlokas, what's being given is the Dushakuna Varnanam, these 1, 2, 3. So it says here, not in this commentary, but another commentary it is said is that Itash Chaturbhi Dushakuna Varnanam Parashuramaagamanam Suchyate. So, okay. Okay. All right. So now let us. Vane is here. Okay. Vane just came in. Okay. Let me wait. Hi, Vane. You just joined in, Vane?
Hello, namaskar. Yes, sir.
Okay. We are looking. I thought so. Okay. I'll make an organizer. We just start. We can also.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. So let's shloka number 58. Tasya jatu marutah pratipaga vartmasu dhvaja taru pramathinaha chiklishur bhrishataya varuthini muttata iva nadiraya stalim. Tasya jatu marutah pratipaga vartmasu dhvaja taru pramathinaha Chiklishur Bhrishataya Varuthini Muttata Iva Nadiraya Salim. Okay, somebody is still echoing. It's not Vane. Okay, let me I guess mute everybody and okay. All right, I think we are fine. Still not okay. Kartika, are you muted? You are Kartik?
Yes, Satish, I am muted.
What's you muted? Okay,
yes, Satish, I am muted.
Muted.
Okay. Let me see. All right. Okay. One more time. Tasya jatu maratah pratipaga vartmasu dvajataru pramasinaha chiklishur bhrishataya iva nadiraya uttataha iva nadiraya stalim. So the padacheda is tasya jatu murataha pratipagaha vartmasu dvaja taru pramasinaha chiklishu vrishataya varuthinim uttataha iva nadirayah sthalim. Again, the iva is coming in the second half as upama kalidasasya, which we have seen so many times. That's to be expected. That is the upama part of it. Now, let's follow the commentary. Jatu is kadachit. Jatu is kadachit. Comes in Gita 2-3 places. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karma krita karyate yavashah karma sarva prukti jair gunaihi. So jatu comes in Gita. It's quite common. Mostly used with na jatu. Na jatu means never. Na jatu ka. So jatu comes in Gita in 2-3 places, mostly na jatu. So natvevaham jatu nasam, nattam neme janam. Again, na jatu. Never there was a time when I was not and so on and so forth. So never. So na jatu means never. Very common usage. Na jatu, never. So Gita 2.12. I think it also comes in one more place. I think it's chapter 3, 2.12. Yeah, 3.5. So 2.12, 3.5. Oh, 3.23 also. 3.5 and 23. Okay, let me put that in document. So this is the avyaya shabda. 2.12, 3.5, 3.23. So means na jatu means never. Na jatu is never. Jatu means sometime. Kvachit. So similarly, jatu is simply kvachit. Na jatu means never. Na jatu. So simple things. If you can build up your vocabulary, then that will help us read this text quickly and make sense of them. So na jatu is never. Okay. So jatu he gives kadachit at some time, once, like in English once. Vartmasu. Vartmasu, no commentary. So Padipadikam is Vartman. Vartman. This also comes in Gita. Mama Vartman Vartante Manushya Partha Sarvashaha. In fact, Vartman comes in Gita in two places. I think the same exact line is repeated in Gita in two adhyayas. Mama Vartman Vartante Manushya Partha Sarvashaha. Mama Vartman Vartante. Here is chapter is 4:11. Mama Vartman. So Mama Vartma Anuvartante Manushya Partha Sarvashaha. It's exact, comes in chapter 4, also comes in chapter 3. So very, very dangerous, because when you're chanting, you got to be careful, because you can directly go from one to the other without realizing you skip the whole adhyaya. Mama Vartma Anuvartante Manushya Partha Sarvashaha. The fact that you see the word Vartma like that, without any visarga, which is the Dvitiya Ekavachanam, you can say that this is going to be a Napumsakalinga Pratipadikam ending in an. So Vartman is a Pratipadikam. Vartman. So otherwise there's no other way of getting this Dvitiya Ekavachanam or Prathama Ekavachanam without the Akaranta Rupam, Visarga Rahitam, Anyathana Sambhavati. There's no other way. So if you know these simple ideas, you can make quick assessments. So Vartman is a Nakaranta Padipadikam, Vartman. So here it is Saptami Bahuvachanam, Vartmasu. Also the easiest vibhakti to remember is the Sup, the Saptami Bahuvachanam. Because every Saptami Bahuvachanam has to be ending in Su and vice versa. If it is ending in Su, if it is Subantapadam, then you can say that this should be a, and if the Pratyaya is Su, then that Pratyaya can only be Saptami Bahuvachanam. So both ways it's the very most easy one to identify, Vartmasu. Vartmasu. Also you can understand that this cannot be Pratipadikam Vartma. Vartma. Why is that when? When, if you're there? Can I unmute when? Let's see. It's simple. Okay, let me unmute when. Okay, when?
Yeah.
If it is for Vartma like one, what would have happened? It would have been
In
the form.
Dvitiya would be of course Vanam.
Vanam. But here in the Raghuvamsham, we have Vartmasu. So had this been like Vanavat Shabdaha, Akaranta Pratipadikam, what would have been the form for that?
We would have been Shu. Vartmashu.
What Vaneshu, right?
Yeah.
Vaneshu.
Rameshu.
So Rameshu, the Vaneshu.
Vaneshu, yes.
Vaneshu. So it is it is definitely not like Vanavat Shabdaha. So even if you know so even if you know a few rules, if you know them well, you should be able to say with 100% confidence, this is not a Akaranta Pratipadikam.
Right.
So that's what that's what I'm saying. If whatever you know well. I may not know anything much, but I know one thing for sure. The Pratipadikam is not like an Akaranta Napumsaka Pratipadikam Atsuna Sambhavati. Anyatha Vartmeshu iti bhavet. So you mean Vartmeshu. So then you can investigate.
Yes.
So something has happened to block the operation of Bahuvachana Jhaliyet. Bahuvachana Jhaliyet, which should have come normally here, should have made the Akaranta Angam you have, followed by a Pratyaya which is Jhaladi, Bahuvachana Pratyaha. Tarhi Angasya Ekar Adesha Bhavati. What could have happened here, when? What do you think must have happened here? So, why is that operation not taking place here? So what the operation I'm talking about is Bahuvachan Jaliyet. This is in 7.3, all these rules which come at the end of 7.3 after Sukya. 7.3. Like Rameshu, Ramebhyaha, all these places Bahuvachan Jaliyet comes. So what could have happened here when that has prevented that from happening? So we do see Vartma. So the Akara is at the end over there. But that that's not becoming Ekara. What could have happened here?
Because
something is preventing this rule from operating. So, Bahuvachan and Jaliyat. What could it be?
because the Pratipadikam does not end in Akara, or I don't
So
know.
right now you have an Akara there. Right now it is there. So,
Right. Therefore, the Pratipadikam is something different.
yes,
right?
that is fine. But
That's right.
why is this rule not operating? Why is this 73103 not operating? This is Bahuvachan and Jaliyat. So, look at the vritti for that. 73103. So bottom line, we still have Vartma as Adantam Angam right now, followed by Pratyaya which is Jaladi, Bahuvachana Pratyayaha. Tarhi Kasmat Atra Ekar Adesha na Sambhavati, na Bhavati, na Kriyate Kasmat. What could be the reason? Saschi Karanam Kim Syat. What could be the reason for that? Bahuvachane Jalado Suki Pratprataha, Akara Antaschangasya, Ekar Adesha Bhavati. Okay, what has happened here when is this Purvatra Siddham? Some operation has taken place in the Tripadi section, which is not being seen by this rule Bahuvachan Jaliyet. So 73103 is still thinking this Nakara is still there. It is not able to see the Nakar Lopaha. So in the eyes of 73103, it is still Nakarantamangam. So that is because we can that's like in simply in Gita when we say Dhatarashtra Uvacha. Then why not Ad Gunaha? Same principle is the same principle over here also. Some operation is not being seen by some other rules.
Okay.
Specifically, you have to understand there is no sandhi text, nothing is an operation in the Sapad Saptadhya is not operating. It could be something has taken place in the Tripadi section, last three padas of Ashtadhyaya, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, which is not being by 8.2.1 Purvatra Siddham. It's not being seen by Bahuvachan Jaliyet. So now there is one little wrinkle to this. In this case, there is a little small complication here. Which is why I'm bringing this up right now. Is that the 8.2.1 when Purvatra Siddham has some qualifiers. One of them is 8.2.2. Na lopaha sup swara sanyatuk vidishukriti. One more time. Na lopaha sup swara sanyatuk vidishukriti. So this Purvatra Siddham is saying that any operation taking place in this 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, it will not be seen by any prior rule.
Right.
Not only Sabha Saptadhyaya, but even the prior rules in the Tripadi also will not see it. So let's say we are doing an operation by 8.2.7. Then any prior rule, which means the entire 7 chapters plus 8.1 plus 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, 8.5, 8.2.1, 8.2.2, 8.3, 8.2.3 up to 8.2.6. So basically, any prior rule cannot see. Purvatra means any prior rule. Purvatra means when it comes to the prior rules, this operation is as if it hasn't happened. What it means. But now 8.2.2 is saying that Nakara Lopaha is only a Siddha for these operations, not for others. This is what is called as, Siddhe Sati Arambha Niyamarthaha. So Nalopa is from what Sutram 8.2.7. Nalopa Pradipadikanta here. So there was no need really for 8.2.2, was it? Because it's already a Siddha. But 8.2.2 is saying it's a Siddha in these cases, which means in other cases it is Siddha. So no lopa is a Siddha only in these 4 cases, which is Sup Vidhi, which is what we have now. Swara Vidhi, which of course is in the Vedika Prakriya, which you're not doing. So Sanya Vidhi and Tuk Vidhi Shukriti. When Tuk Agama has to be done in relation to the Krut Pratyaha. So only in these 4 situations, the no lopa is a Siddha. But it includes Sup Vidhi, which is our situation right now. So when it comes to no lopaha being a Siddha, being Siddha, you have to come and check 8.2.2 because it limits 8.2.1. So 8.2.2 Niyamartha Sutram. It's limiting 8.2.1. As per 8.2.1, no prior rule, no matter what category it is in, should have been able to see 8.2.7's operation of Nakar Lopaha. 8.2.2 says that these 4 will not see, which is others will see. So we'll quickly finish it off now. So these are some fundamental ideas which we know. Anyway, if you, as I said, if you know even one shabda well, you should be able to say that something has happened here. I'm looking at Adantamangam. It's a good thing of doing it the Paninian way, You can say that Bhuvachani Jhaliyat is not applying for some reason. For some reason. Must be some reason. And look for an asiddham, maybe some other, maybe apavada for it, maybe it's something asiddham, something like that is happening. But bottom line is you have to investigate what is happening. If you do that, you'll find the answer.
So before we got to Tripadi, then the actual form was Karmaneshu, Vartmaneshu?
No, let's go through it.
Because we went to Sapadi first and then went to Tripadi.
Yeah, we'll do it step by step. Yeah.
Okay.
Vartman plus you tell me the steps now. So first I'm putting a 412, which is of course Su of just, the default 21.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. After that, we'll remove the it letter, Halantyam. So we'll just make it Vartma plus Su. Okay. Now at this point, the Sapa Sapta Jhai Karyam Samapta. Because when we remove the it letter, there's nothing more can apply Sapa Sapta Jhai. So we are done with Sapa Sapta Jhai. So by Halantyam Tasya Lopaha, that one is gone. So now there's no other rule in Sapa Sapta Jhai which can appear here, which can apply. So therefore, we have to go to Tripadi Karyam. And then there we have to do the Nalopaf Pradipadikantasiya. Nalopaf Pradipadikantasiya. So we're going to get Vartma Su. So actually your form is already done now, but the question is why not apply the 73103, which is Bhuvachani Jhaliyat. The reason for that is what I just said, because Nalopasya Siddhatvat Bhuvachani Jhaliyat iti Sutpunna Pravartate.
Oh, okay, I got it.
So these are the steps. Now we come to 827. And now, because of 821 Turutra Siddham and 822 confirming that in this case, we cannot apply 73103. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Okay, got it.
Whereas the Vana Shabda, of course, then Vana plus 2, then there's nothing coming Tripadi, can just do 7313 Bhuvachani Jhaliyat, then Adesha Pratyayoho become Vaneshu.
Okay.
But so the red flag was that you see an Adantamangam, you see the Bhuvachani Jhaliyat not taking place. So something must have happened.
Okay.
That's all. So this we have to stop. Anyway, no commentary on this. Thank you, Ben. No commentary on this.
Thank you.
So Vartamasu means Margeshu, on the way, on the travels. So in his on the way, while he was traveling. Basically, while he was traveling, maybe simply that. Now the next commentary is on Dvaja Taru Pramathinaha. Dvaja Taru Pramathinaha. There are a couple of ways of doing this, and the way Malayatha has done is Dvajaha Eva Taravaha. What kind of compound is this, Karthik? What kind of compound is that? Dvaja Eva Taravaha.
The Karmadharya compound.
The Karmadharya compound, right? What's called the Avadharana Purapada Karmadharya. Means it emphasizes, it tells you exactly what is the Taru. So the flags or the emblems of the army, they were themselves like the trees. So it is comparing to the wind which was gusts of wind which was shaking the trees in the form of the emblems or the flags of the army. Dvajaha eva taravaha. That's the first part. You could also take it the other way. Maybe it was shaking the flags of the army as well as the surrounding trees. We could make it that way also. So in that case, we can make it Dvajascha Taravascha. We can make it like that. So we can make it Dvajaha Taravascha, or we can make it Dvajaha Eva Taravaha. Dvaja Taravaha. But since we are inside a compound, we don't know what Vibhakti there is. Anyway, it's going to be Bahuvachanam because there are many of them. So either way, you can make it Dvandva Samasaha, or we can make it the Karmadharayaha. Dvajaha Eva Taravaha, Atva Dvajascha Taravascha. Dvajascha Taravascha. And then Tan Pramathananti. So what kind of compound is this? Let me ask Wayne, what kind of compound is this? The second part of Wayne. Can you tell us?
This is Pramathinaha, I'm not sure I understand.
No, there's a big hint over here. Look at the Vigraha Vakyam. Is first part is already formed, that's why I'm asking you. Is Dvajaha eva sarva. That part is finished, right? You can, so I can make it, I can simplify it for you, make it Dvaja Tarun Pramatnanti iti Dvaja Taru Pramathinaha. So what is the big hint which is in the Vigraha Vakyam? That's what I want to again.
Just Tan Pramathinaha. So that's Dvivachana, so that's Satpurusha Dvivachana.
So the big hint is that there is a verb in the Tingantam Padam. Pramatnanti. Now in the Vigraha Vakyam, when offer samasa, you will not have a verb.
Upapasamasa.
Not have a verb. Upapada samasa. The moment you see that, so pramatnanti iti prampatinaha.
I just looked at Than and I said it's Dvitiya.
Than, that part is fine. That than,
Yeah.
normally you will have soup with soup, correct?
Yeah.
Like, Raja Purusha, Rajnya Purusha.
Yeah.
You will not have like a verb in there. So,
Yeah, right.
this what has happened is here is that this is a Nitya Samasaha. You'll have a hope someday when you teach Sanskritam when. I'm not given up yet. So.
Yeah. As long as you're sticking with me, I'm sticking with you.
You have the Samartham, which is Nesrikam for you. Nesrikam Samartham Bhavata Vartate. This is very rare. You have that ability to grasp things. So hopefully someday you step up. Because that is the hint. Is the Tingantam Padam. Vigraha Vakya Tena Jnayate Ayam Upapada Samasa Bhavediti Prayena.
Yes.
Most part. So why is that? Why Tingantam Padam being used then? Because there are some compounds called Nitya Samasa.
Nitya Samasa, right.
Nitya Samasa, which means that Sapada Vigraham na sambhavati. Sapada Vigraha Vakyam na sambhavati. You cannot, Athva Vigraha Vakyam na sambhavati eva. So there may not be a Vigraha Vakyam possible at all, like in a Gati Samasaha. Like Samagataha. It's a compound. Samagataha. There is no Vigraha Vakyam possible as such for this. All Vigraha Vakyam is not possible. It's possible, but not using the same words as in the compound, like we have right now. We have Taru Dvaja, which is fine, we accounted for that. Pramathin Padipadikam. You cannot use the word Pramathin in the Vigraha Vakyam. You have to say, so Dvaja Tarun Pramathnanti iti Dvaja Taru Pramathinaha. So we could not use the word Pramathin in the Vigraha Vakyam. Why could we not use then? Why do you not use that? Because that Pramathin cannot be used on its own. It depends on the Upapada being there. The Pramathim word, that word form can only be created if the Upapada is there. Now once you do Vigraha Vakyam, you have to strip it out. You cannot do that. Because that's the whole idea of Upapada Samasa, right? The Uttara Padam does not have Swatantriyam. It cannot stand on its own. Like when you say Kumbhakaraha, you cannot say Karoti Tikaraha. So what the Vigraha Vakyam will be? Kumbham Karoti ti Kumbhakaraha. You cannot use the word Kara in the Vigraha Vakyam because that Kara form was generated on the condition that it's in a compound with that Upapada being there. So that being the case, that Kara cannot be stripped out now to form the Vigraha Vakyam. So that's because if I'm looking at the Sutram here, which is Upapadam a thing, it is said, Anuvruti of Nityam is coming here, Nityam. So Nitya Samasaha means that the Vigraha Vakyam is not possible. Anyway, the one thing I want to again emphasize is that look at the Vigraha Vakyam carefully. If you want to, Samasa is confusing for many people, means it can be difficult at times. The best way to do it is in the beginning, for beginners, is only look at those compounds which you have already have the Vigraha Vakyam in the Tika. So if you're doing Gita, you can do Sridhari Tika, you can do Raghuvamsham, you can do Maniyasa Tika. So look at the Tika which already gives you the Vigraha Vakyam. All you have to do now is just take that formula, and be able to say this is going to be this kind of Samasaha. Once you get practice with that, practice, then you can, of course, do it your own before, like that. So this is going to be Upapada Samasaha. So first we form either a Dvandva. So it's either a Dvandva Garbha, athva, so Karmadharya plus the Upapada Samasaha. So Dvaja eva taravaha, Chan Pramathnanti, ye te Dvaja taru pramatinaha. So if you want to do the, okay, when you want to try the alaukika vigraha for this, what will it be? We can either make it as a, so make it dvaja plus jas plus taru plus jas, either way.
Yes. Okay.
Taru plus jas, because prathama. What you can do is that you can look at the commentator will only give you the laukika vigraha. He will not do technical breakdown, generally speaking, unless you look at a grammatical commentary. So dvajaha, clearly you can see is prathama bahuvachanam, right? Straightforward. Rama.
Yep. Yep.
Sarva also you can see the
Sarvaha.
just being used, right? So up to here, only if you take clearly it's dvaja plus jas, taru plus jas, we get dvaja taravaha. Dvaja taravaha is a compound, so you can make it either a karmadharya compound, or you can make it into a dvandva compound. Itre dvandva. So
Dvaja is a flag, right?
yeah, it's like the the staff, flagpole with the flag. So that's like a tree. That's what.
Oh, the dvaja itself is a tree. It is not the flag itself.
Yeah, the dvaja is like, I think, includes the post also in this case.
So I would have thought this itself is the Purusha, dvaja and taru.
So
Meaning,
dvaja,
like they say, like dvaja stambam, they say. That means the pole on which the flag goes.
yeah, flag goes, yeah. So
Yeah.
here it means the Upalakshana employed means the dvaja includes, the trees, the trees in the form of the flag and the pole included. I think.
Okay.
That has to mean that, right? So dvaja taravaha, dvaja taravaha, and then what you do is that when you come to the dvaja taravaha, dvaja taru, then you decline, make it dvaja taravaha. So it's going to be either karmadharya, or that was given by the commentator, karmadharya, or you can also make it karmadharya athva itre se dvandva. Itaretara means one and the other. So itaretara dvandva. Okay, so these are two choices that we have. Dvandva. Okay, and then what do we do after that? We take dvaja taru. Now we take dvaja taru, dvaja taru, and then how do you do Vigraha Vakyam for this one? Dvaja taru plus look at the Laukika Vigraha which has been given to you.
Tan, so it's a shas.
Shas, very good. So that you can make it into a shas. So after that, use the upasarga prayo. So dhatu mat. Okay, dhatu mat, and then we have used some pratyaya which can use. Now we have to use a pratyaya which is going to be a krit pratyaya, which will solve. So that is a very famous sutram. Which one is it, Karthik? Can you tell me a sutram?
Is it Supyajato Ninistachilye?
Very good. Supyajato, very famous sutram. Supyajato. This pratyaya nini is very common pratyaya because that's in, So Supi, and any sup can be there. It doesn't have to be karma. Use karma in this case. It should be ajato. It should not be a jati vachaka like brahmana, kshatriya. That should not be there. So the only condition of the upapada is that it should be any sup, which could be karma, could be karana, whatever. It should be ajato. Then nini is a pratyaya and tachilye. Always I said, in tadita, the krut forms, any krut pratyayas, you need to know three things. At the end of the day, you have to know three things. What is the pratyaya, obviously? In what condition, who can take the pratyaya? What prakriti is required for that? And then, in what meaning is it coming? Okay. Now, of course, in all these, any krut pratyaya has a default kartari krut. So any krut pratyaya as a default will come in the kartari artha. But of course, there are many apavadas. But right now, we are fine. We can use kartari krut. So after putting all that together, we can say that upapada was in the dvaja taru, which itself is a compound. We already did that. Then those pramat. So anybody in Gita, this combination of pra plus mat in Gita, paramathi balavad dridham, sasyaham nigraham manye. So if you know your Gita well, you're very much at ease with vocabulary because, the word pramathibalavadram, the mind is very agitating. So, pramathin, padibadikam means pramathibalavadram. So, chapter 6, Arjuna complains, right? Chanchalam hi manah Krishna, pramathibalavadram, tasyaham nigraham manye, vayoriva sudushkaram. So, the controlling the mind is extremely hard. It's like controlling the wind, he says. The mind is extremely fickle, and it is agitating, very, very strong, very, and very, very firm. So very kind of, doesn't listen to you. So that's the pramati comes in Gita 6.34. The pramat is to agitate, to stir up, very stirring, for disturbing, agitating, stirring. So that's so pramat plus the pratyaya nini. Now we can finish it off now. So nini, tachilyam is one who does habitually, not once in a while. So the mind is habitually, or here the wind habitually disturbs or agitates, all the trees, shakes them up. So 3.278, and after that, of course, we remove the it letters, chutu, upadeshaduna nasika, it, only in remains. Final sutram, when any chance, make it mat into mat. So, need the.
I know this. If the end is upada or anta is akara or makara, what becomes what?
No, you're on the wrong track.
Okay.
You're talking about matu pratyaya. We're talking about kudanda pratyaya nini. I'm talking about mat becoming mat.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about the vriddhi.
Okay.
Which one is it, Karthik?
Ata upadhaya.
Ata upadhaya. What number is it? What number is that?
72116.
72116. Angakaryam. 72116. 72115 is the Chodniti. Next sutram approach. 72116. So then we can finally complete this form. Anyway, we just went into some details so you can, follow the methodology. So dvaja, taru, and we get pramathin. That's so this whole thing was formed. So we use the, of course, we use the chutu, 137 chutu, upadesha aduna nasika it and chutu. Let us. After that, we use sutram 72116, 72116, atopadhaya. So if you have a upadha which is akaraha, angam is a upadha akaraha, pratyaya following is either nyat or the chavarga panchama nyat. In that case, that akara, upadha akara takes vriddhi. Pramathin. That's what we have. You look at the Ashtadhyayi at the end of 7.2, 72115 should be Achodnyati, 116 is. Yes.
So, I'm sorry. Can you explain to me? I understand going back to Vatmasu, 821 comes in the picture and Nakara takes the lopa. 822 is not, sorry. 822 is not, sorry, I am sorry. 822 I don't understand because it's not familiar to me. Can you just...
Yeah, good. So 821 would have said that that the operation done by 827 should not be seen by any prior rule, no matter what kind of rule it is.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So 821 was enough for us, really, wasn't it? So
yeah, that's what I thought. 822
yeah, but 822 is called Niyamata Sutram. Niyamata Sutram.
I simply don't understand. Simply don't understand this. Naropa is a special case also.
Yeah. So no lopa silam. I think I explained this one time in the class. Is that let's say just spend 2 minutes on this. Let's say there's a rule that when you come to the airport, you have to show your passport at immigration. Okay. There's a rule like that. That is 821. Okay. So 821 says any foreigner who comes to the airport has to show his passport. That's 821 for you also. Now 822 says that Russians and Indians have to show their passport. What does that mean?
If they pass through one, there is another chance to catch them there.
No. 821. There's only one place to show your passport. 821 is already telling you that it's well known. 821 is well known to everybody that anybody who comes to the airport, any foreigner, has to show his passport. Already known. Then why do we need to make an announcement that Russians and Indians have to show their passport? There's no need. Correct?
Yeah.
But what that means is that only Russian and Indians have to show, others don't have to show. That's the implication. The fact announcement was made saying that Russians and Indians show your passport, even though it's already well known that all foreigners have to show their passport, means that it implies that others don't have to show. So that is what 822 is that. So 822 is coming and saying Nalopa is asiddha for only these 4 situations. Why do we need 822? 821 already saying that. What's this work on Niyamartam? It limits 821. So the implication is that the Nalopa is asiddha only in these 4 situations. The remaining situations it becomes siddha now. You understand what I was saying? Oh.
Yeah.
So by mentioning these 4 specifically, when there was no need to do that, it means that only these 4 situations will qualify for the asiddhatham of the Nalopaha. And the implication is, most importantly, is that the remaining situation will now become, Nalopa becomes siddha in that now. So that's the whole idea of this Niyamata Sutram, Niyamata Sutram. So when something is already accompanied by another Sutram, when Panini puts a subset and says for this is going to take place, when there's no need for that, it means that only for these is going to take place, others it will not. So that is the whole idea.
So then what's the point of the general rule, Satish?
General rule is not for all other situations. It's not for Nalopa only. It's for other situations, not only for Nalopa. So the 821 applies in 1,000 situations otherwise, not only for Nalopa. For entire all 2008.234 use 821, right? So 821 is a much bigger domain.
Okay.
So it is for every rule in 82, 83, 84 requires 821, not only 827. So 822 only talks about 827 limitation. That's all. You understand, man? See, 821 will stop every rule in 8.2, 8.3, 8.4 from being seen by any prior rule. Not just 827, but any rule in 8.2, 8.3, 8.4. Operation being done cannot be seen by any prior rule. It's a very large domain it has.
Right.
So it has a domain over the entire 8.2, 8.3, 8.4.
Correct.
Now 822 is only talking about the rule 827, nothing more, only that one rule. It's limiting 821 only for the situation of 827 only, Nalopa. You understand that?
Oh, I see.
We cannot remove 821,
Okay.
otherwise the entire Tripadi will be open.
Right. Okay.
821 is required for all the other rules.
Yeah.
But only for 827 operation Nalopaha, that operation is being limited by 822. So basically 827 is now being opened up for the other rules beside these 4 categories. So basically what 822 is doing is they're opening up 827 Nalopaha for all prior rules which are not in these 4 categories.
Okay, good.
That's what. So let me try. I think Meera is there. Yes, Meera, a question, Meera? Okay, maybe they have a mistake. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. So we got this Tan Pramatsananti Ye Te Dvaja Taru Pramatinaha No Pratipakaha Pratikula Gaminaha. So what has he done here? He has taken the given a kind of a parya shabdaha. Pratikula Gaminaha Pratipakaha. Now, what you just want to form the word pratipa first. Pratipa means pratikula. So we can break this down into 2 things. Means pratipa will be replaced by pratikula, and then his form upada samasa is there with kaha. He replaced with a nini pratyaya. So he, instead of giving vigraha vakhyam, is given the similar samasa has been given here. So if you want to do the first way to form the word pratipa, it is given as follows. pratigataha apaha atra iti pratipam. So pratigataha means counter, opposing. Apaha, the waters. Atra iti pratipam. So which means that against the force of water. So, means contrary, opposing. So even though the etymology means against the current, counter current, it really means opposing, not favorable. So let's see how we can form this particular form. So it is formed as, what is it formed as? Pratigataha apaha atra iti pratipam. So what kind of promise is this, Karthik? Can you do this one for us? Let's see if we can try this one. So let's see, maybe Karthik is muted, maybe.
I'm here, Satishji.
Okay. So pratigataha. So prati is in avyayam, so it will not take any supratyaya. Then take the word up. Take the word up and make the pratyaya word. See, up is an interesting word. It is a word between water. The Silinga Shabdaha, Nitya Bahuvachanantaha. Nityam Bahuvachananta. It always can take Bahuvachanam only. So just let's add the pratyaya just over here, so we can get it. So first of all, what kind of compound is this? We can look at the Vigraha Vakyam. Pratigataha apaha atra or yasmin tat pratipam. What kind of compound is this, Karthik? It's going to be?
Is it Avyayi Bhav Samasa?
Bahuvri compound.
Bahuvri, oh.
Yat tat in the Vigraha Vakyam. So pratigataha apaha yatra tattha. Like the word vidhava, right? Vigataha dhavaha yasyaha sa. So vigataha. So pratipakaha apaha yasmin tat. It is something in which the current is counter. So this is a Bahuvri compound. And Bahuvri is, all compounds, you can, there is only very few rules for compounds. The main rule for Bahuvri compounds is Anekamanya Padarthe. That Anekamanya Padarthe has some Vartikams on that. So 2 to 24, look at that Vartikam, which, let's look at the Vartikam, which Katyayana has. So that will give us the authority to do that, because what has happened is that Prati Gataha, that Gata has taken Lokaha. This is not showing up. So it says Bahuvrihi. So it says Paradibhyo, Dhatujasya Uttarapadasya Lopascha Va Bahuvrir Vaktavyaha. One more time. Paradibhya. So Prati is in the Paradi. Paradibhya, Dhatujasya Uttarapadasya Lopaha. So that word Gata, Dhatuja, born from a Dhatu, participle. Dhatujasya Uttarapadasya Lopaha. That Gata was gone, I guess. Took Lopaha. Va iti va, Subhavati. May or may not happen, depending on usage. Doesn't have to happen. Va Bahuvri Vaktavyaha. So it can become like that. So like Vigata Jvaraha. So you can have a word like Vigata Jvaraha in Gita. Can have which Jvaraha also you can have. Now this depends on the which depends on usage. So it can be Vigata Jvaraha, can be which Jvaraha also. So that Dhatu Jasya Uttarpadasya Lopo Va Bhavati. They give the example, Pra Patitam Parnam Masya Pra Parnaha Vrikshaha. It is a tree whose leaves have fallen off. So Pra Parnaha. Be Pra Patita Parna should be, but that Patita can take Lopaha. What we have right now is that we have this one which says Pratigataha Apaha, that is taken. So we'll put 2 to 24 Vartikam. Okay, still that is the starting point now. So as I said, if you want to form any samasa, you have to find a sutram in 2-1 or 2-2 to form the samasa. Okay, now what do we need here? Of course, we can then use our usual 1 to 46 Kruttadita samasascha. It gets the Pratipadika Sanya, and then Supo Dhatu Pratipadika Yoho, that within a Pratipadikam, a sup cannot stay. Within Dhatu also it cannot stay. In fact, even in the prior example which you gave, I should mention those two, that we have to apply those 1 to 46, and also That's almost any compound you have to apply these, which is krit tadita samasascha, yes, the pradipika sanya, and then by 2471 supo dhatu padipika yoho. So the pradipika is sup, so antarvarti sup, which takes the lopaha. Antarvarti sup takes lopaha. So that's, you have to use that 2471. So same thing we will do here. Just continue from there. So we can take 1246 and 2. Remember these two rules. This is going to be like, very basic for any kind of compound. So we'll make it prati plus up. Okay, now what do we need, Karthik? How the word like, the a should become like an e or something. We get prati. Not only that, we need an akara at the end. We need two operations here. We need a where would you find these two operations? Like how a word like samipa, same thing. So these interesting words, yeah. Well, so how about viparita? No, that's wrong. That's the wrong example. I'm sorry. No, well, not viparita, because that doesn't have up at the end. But samipa will qualify. Samipa, pratipa, So okay, where will you find these rules? We need two rules now. We need one at the end of the compound, one which is interact in the middle of the compound.
Is it like a Purvapada Sati? What happens to the Uttarapada?
No, opposite. Uttarapada Sati. Uttarapada Sati, Purvapadam Karyam. So that's 6.3. The Sutram is 6397. Let's look at 6397. That's going to make this one into a Ikara for us. So let's look at that. 6397. 6397. 6397. Now what? How do we know to go 6397? Because 631 Alug Uttarapade. When Uttarapada is there, what happens to the left hand side? So that's the subject of 6.3. 6397 says okay, like the word Dvipaha. How about that? Dvipaha means an island, right? So the waters on both sides. So Dvi Antar Upasargebhyo Apa Eat. Apaha Eat. So now, okay, now Karthik, we have to do an Adesha. So normally what sutram do we look for to do Paribhasha sutram? Which one do you use normally?
Anekarshit Sarvasya. Here Adef Parasya. Alontyasya.
That's the first stop. Alontyasya. So any Adesha which you have to do, always immediately, these are the operation rules, what's called Paribhashas. So where should the Adesha be done? Replace the whole item from the beginning of replace the beginning of the item, end of the item, Alontyasya. Adesha will only replace the ending letter. So if we do that here, we'll have a major problem here. Then what you want to do here is make the akara into a ikaraha, not the pakaraha. Then what can you help us out, Karthik? What can we do?
Adef Parasya.
Adef Parasya. Adef Parasya. Now Adef Parasya is connecting with the sutram Tasmaditya Uttarasya. So this Tasmaditya Uttarasya means that when in a sutram, when you have a panchami, that signals that the operation to be done on the following element. So Parasya, Uttarasya. So here what do we have in our situation right now? We have the sutram Dviyantar Rupasargebhya. That's the panchami. That's saying do the operation on the up, which follows one of these. Dvi Antar Upasarga. We have the Upasarga here means Pradi in this case. So here what we have is the Prati. So now that is now allowing us to use that Paribhasha Sutram Adef Parasya. And therefore the Akara only will become Eat. Of course in the Eat, the Takar is a nit letter for the Halantyam. So these are two rules which we are using now. First of all, always think about this Sutram which is Alontyasya. Any default for any Adesha 1152. This should be ingrained in your brain now. Alontyasya. Adesha is immediately Alontyasya. If that is not working, then you can look at 53, 54, 55. Only 4 rules tell you where to make the Adesha. Replacement. So Adesha means Alontyasya. This should be like second nature for you now. So we can use 1167 Tasmaditya Uttarasya along with the Adesh Parasya to make the decision that the ikara should take the place of the akara only. Okay, so putting all that together, we can now make the next step. So we are going to use the Sutram 6397 along with the Paribhasha Sutre, which is the Tasmadityuttarasya Adef Parasya, and then get the form. So what do we get now? Okay, what do we have now? We only need one more step, and then we are done. So Prati plus Eep is what we have. So we use mainly 6397 along with the Paribhasha Sutra, which was Tasmadityuttarasya, and along with, so I know we're spending a lot of time on these fundamentals, but these are techniques which you're going to use everywhere, okay? Not just in this word or anything. It's very, for example, Alontyasya, Adef Parasya, Tasmadityuttarasya. These are going to be rules you're going to be used 1,000 times. So this time is well spent in building the fundamentals, So otherwise you can go really fast and say, Prati plus up and, and just do the it and we're done like that. So now this one, 6097, is the special rule here. And we say every rule that you apply, find out what is the domain of that rule. We were talking before with Ven about 822. The domain of 822 is only to limit Nakara Lopa of 827, nothing more. While 821 has a much bigger domain. 821 applies for every rule in 8.2, 8.3, 8.4. While 822 is only limiting the Nakara Lopa of 827 only to those for operation being Asiddha. That's all. So do you know which domain are you in? Which domain are you in? Now this 6397 here has a specific domain. Specific domain because it is is only talking about these particular words. You can have some fun with the Ashtadhyayi, Just go through all these rules one by one and just chalk out the domain of these rules. What is 6397 saying? It's saying that when Uttarapada is there, which means only in compounds, number one. So you're already in a very restricted domain. Second thing is you have to have the word up in there as Uttarapadam. So it's a very small domain, already restricted. Thirdly, you have to have Dvi, Antar, or Upasarga, Paradis in there. Again, smaller domain. So now in that specific domain only, that the Akara of up will become Eat. So that is the while. So this is used, of course, for very few words in the language. While the word, this sutra like 1167, 54, they are used in 1,000 places. Even these 1, 2, 46, 2, 4 will be used in 1,000 for every compound. For every compound, you're going to have this 1, 2, 46, 2, 4, 71. So understand this is one thing you can do is understand your domains. Very, very important. Very important. Every Ashtadhyayi rule, where does this apply? Do I need this? How important is this rule? Give it a rating. Give it a domain rating for that sutram. This 6097 will have a rating of maybe 2. If you look on online, give the ratings, how many hits does it have? It have a rating of maybe 2, maximum 3, not more than that. Only 2 only. Because only in a compound, only for the up being Uttarapadam, and only for these Purapadani. Okay, so then we got the last thing we need, Karthik, we need to find a sutram which is going to give the samasanta. We get the akara at the end. So where would that come, Karthik? Where is the samasanta prakramina ashtadhyayi?
End of 5.4.
End of 5.4. You can remember this easy rule that the samasanta comes at the end of anta of taditas. So tadita prakranasya ante samasanta. So this is easy mnemonic for you. So when you say samasanta, you go to the end of taditas. So taditas go from where? From 4176 taditaha up to end of 5.4. So last section of 5, quite a large section it is. I think 5.4 goes to like 150, I think something like that. So 5.4 around 5.4, no more than that. 5.4 160 it goes to. And so samasanta starts from 5.466, I think starts. No, 5.468 samasanta. So it's a large section. It's a 93 rules. There are 93 rules, 92 really. So 92 rules. which are talking about what happens at the end of a compound, some changes, you know. So here, and this also is broken down, you know, because this is says at the end of Tatpurushas, end of Dvandvas, end of Avibhava compounds, end of Bahuvrihi compounds, like that. Now, the Bahuvrihi section comes actually at the end of that. So at the end of end. So first of all, Samasanta is the end of Saddhita. Then within the Samasanta, the, you know, Bahuvrihi Samaseshu Samasantaha is tasya Antya Bhage, from the end of that. But unfortunately, so if we have a Bahuvrihi compound right now. So let me just give you that section where the, if you give me a second, I'll tell you where the Bahuvrihi section begins. So within the Samasantaha, there are some Samasantas which apply to all compounds. Some of them apply only to Tatpurushas, some of them to Bahuvrihi. Okay, one more to remember is that those which apply to all compounds will come in the beginning. So Panini will mention that these are Samasanta Pratyaya which takes place in all compounds. Then he specifically go by, you know, compound by compound type. So the ending one is Bahuvrihi. Bahuvrihi starts from 113. From 54113 to say about 48 rules, right? So the 48 rules which are talking about only Bahuvrihi Samas. That's a large section. It's from 54113 Bahuvriho. Satyakshnoho Swanga Shach. From the Bahuvriho goes down. Okay. Now prior to that Bahuvrihi, there was a section which was talking about Avibhave. From 107 was Avibhave. So only Avibhava compound, what happens in Samasantaha. There was that section. Now prior to that, if you flip back, we are seeing this one now, Tatpurushaha. That goes from 86 Tatpurusha is starting. Actually before that Dvandva is coming in a single sutram here. So prior to Avibhava, Dvandva. That's from that is starting there. And so then Dvandva. And then prior to that from I think 86 Tatpurusha. So one more time. So 86 onwards Tatpurushas only. Samasanta. And that goes up to 105. This one. Then Dvandvat has one sutram here, Dvandvat. Avibhave starts from 107, goes to 112, and then Bahuvrihi goes all the way to the end. But so we might be in the Bahuvrihi section, might be because we have Bahuvrihi compound. It will not be, basically the sutram that we are looking for will not be between 845486 to 112, because those are specific for those compound types. It's going to be either at the end in the Bahuvrihi section, or it might be in the very beginning, which is a Samasanta for all compound types. So now we're going to look at only between the 69 to 85, or it can be from 113 to 160, okay? Because that is a specific Bahuvrihi section at the end. This beginning will be general for maybe all Samasas, unless mentioned otherwise. And this one is Tatpurusha from 86 to 105. 106 is Dvandva, 107 onwards Avibhava, so 112. So one that we really want is 74. 74. Ruk, Pur, Ab, see, up is in there. Dhoof, Patham, Anakshe. It is a very nasty sutram. Padacheda, very nasty of this sutram. It says Ruk, Pur, Ab, Dhoof, Patham, O, Anakshe. It is O, Anakshe. The pratyaya is O. It's put there in the Akasam Dirgha is done in between there. So it should be Rukpu Rabdhu Patham O Anakshe. And the vibhakti is taken Lupta Vibhakti Nirdeshaha. Lupta Vibhakti Nirdeshaha means in normally Sutram there should be Prathama Vibhakti for that O. But that O, that Vibhakti Panini has removed because Chandava Sutrani Bhavanti. So in Sutram, Panini may not have Vibhakti sometimes. This is a nasty case of that. So it is Rukpu Rabdhu Patham O Anakshe. So these were Ruk, Pur, means city, Up, and Dur. And then Pathin. These five. So I one Ruk, Pur, Padipadik is Pur, okay? This becomes Puhu when you say. So Ruk, Pur, Up, Dur, Pathin. For these five, the pratyaya will be taken O along with Anakshe. Akshay means an axle. How about that? A new word, right? In English, the word axle. Axle from Aksha. Aksha becoming axle. So Anyway, that aksha only applies for that dhur pratipadikam. It cannot apply to the others because it's by meaning wise that anakshe cannot apply to the others. So let's look at the vritti. So that's the one, 5474. Little tour of the samasantas for you. So we're building the ground here. So hopefully when you listen to this 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 times, then in your mind you will understand, the Ashtadhyayi map. Ashtadhyayi map. That's a very wonderful thing to have. Is today in the world, very few people have that Ashtadhyayi map in their head. Very few. Very few people in the world today have the Ashtadhyayi map in their head. So that is something that we can, if you can master, it'll be a rare quality to have. So Brahu, one more first thing the Vyakhyanam says, Bahuvrihau iti na swaryate. Bahuvrihau iti na swaryate. Navritya Bahuvri doesn't coming down. Because what does Panini say? Swaritena adhikaraha. Swaritena adhikaraha. So when something coming down, it has the it puts a swara on that. Swaritena adhikaraha. Bahuvrihau iti na swaryate. Which means the prior sutram is Bahuvriha again. So, but that is not coming down here. So Rik, Pur, Up, Dhur, Pathin. Iti evam antanam samasanam. So we have samasanta adhikara, right? Iti evam antanam samasanam. Akara pratyo bhavati. You see, adesha, I made a mistake. The pratyaya. Because we are in pratyaya parashya adhikara. It's not an adesha. If I said, please correct that, it's a pratyaya. Pratyaya bhavati samasantaha. Akshena. And samarthyat dhur etad visheshanam. Dhuraha etad visheshanam. Anakshay only for the dhur pratipadikam you don't have right now. So in your 5474, get the akaraha. Finally now we got this form pratipa. So we do have the condition here because we do have the up in the end. Of course that became eep. That's fine. Ekadeshi vikatam ananyavat. So still up can be considered. That's going to take the akara as the samasan, the pratyaya. And we join that. So now we get the form. Of course, before that we should bring akasama dirgha. After dirgha, that pratipa. So we do 6-1, 101, of course, akasama dirgha, along with the 5474. Okay, so that we have formed the word pratipa. So you can now form word like samipa or like in the same way. Pratipa. So 6367 was one important row, and then 5474. Now, Karthik, next step for us, can you do for us? Pratipagaha. So, pratipam gachanti me pratipagaha. If he's not given the vigraha, but you can still figure out it's a Bahuvri, can't we? So, the fact that gum become ga, there's no way that gum can, that ga, you cannot say gachanti tikaha. From that, we can know this is going to be also a Pudasamasaha. Of course, if we had the vigraha vakyam, you could use that. There'll be tingantam padam, probably patipam gachanti patipagaha. So patipagaha means they go contrary. Those which go contrary, those which are unfavorable. So patikula gaminaha. So rather than giving the vigraha vakyam, he has given us 2 words. So these commentaries, every word has lot of implications. Okay. So particularly when Malinatha comments, he keeps the commentary short. So he gives us only, he has to also, Malinatha also has to choose. Do I give a commentary for this or not? And when he's choosing to give a commentary, he's trying to tell you something. Of course, when you have more detailed commentaries, then, every word may not have that much loading on it. But this commentaries, they have lot of implications. So pratipa equals pratikula. And then instead of giving a vigraha vakyam, he gave you another upasamasaha. The paraya shabda. We just saw in the prior example, like pramatinaha. In fact, he matched it up. One thing he did that, he matched up this dvajataru pramatinaha. He make pratikula gaminaha. Now, this is also going to be the same situation, same kind of compound. So anyway, we want to finish off. So we do the usual thing, upapadam, ating, then supadam, saptamistham, and then which sutram can we use in 3.2?
I think 3 to 48, the daha, the da pratyaya can use.
That was required because we need the tilopaha. So tilopa apekshate atra. Tasmat karanat pratyaye dakara id bhavedeva. Tena teha iti sutrena tilopasyat. So we're looking at the form itself, like what Karthik is saying, the pratyaya should have a dakara and an it in there. So because of the fact that we need a T lopa. So Gamashcha is coming over here. Then Anta Tyanta Dhva Dura Par Sarvananteshu. When these upapadas are there, pratyaya da can be used with the dhatu gam. Of course, we don't have that right now. We have the upapadas pratipa. So we have to extend that. So we don't have antagaha, atyantagaha, advagaha, duragaha, paragaha, sarvagaha, anantagaha. Only these words can be formed as sutram stands. Only anta, atyanta, adva, dura, para, sarva, ananta. We cannot do any of the words, but you have to extend that one. And which is done by Katyayana itself, so we don't have to worry about it. The 3 to 48. You look at the Vyakhyanam for that. Let's see. Okay, sorry. Let's look at the Vyakhyanam. There should be a Vartikam here. I think we have seen this before in this class also. It's a very common Vartikam. Is that apare aha, there's a lot of typos here, da prakarane anyeshu api drishyante iti. Drishyate iti. So first of all, there are some Vartikams here. That da prakarane sarvatra pannaga, uru, and uror pannayor upasamkhyanam. So pannagaha, sarvatra and panna can be used. Sarvatragaha, pannagaha, sarvatra pannayor upasamkhyanam. Then urasaha lopascha, uragaha, and some others are given here. But if nothing of them, I don't think we can find the word samipa, the patipa anywhere here. So apare aha, da prakarane, anyeshupi drishyate. Even when other upapadas are there, still the pratyaya can be seen in some situations. And then he says gramagaha, striyagaragaha. This is one who goes to women's quarters. Gramagaha, gurutalpakaha. Tadvad api pratipakaha. 3298. Let's finish this one. Okay, if you want to do Laukika Vigraha for us, Alaukika Vigraha, Kartik?
Pratipa.
Only
Is it
So dhatu, the gum. That's the pratyaya da. This is, of course, you use the usual 219, Upapadamating, Tatrapapadam Saptami Stham, then 3 to 48. Then by chutu, remove the akara of the, the akara of by chutu. And then, as we have seen before in this class, you want to use Sutram 64143 Tehe. That Sutram requires the Angam to have the Bhasanya. Bhasanya can only come Swadishu. So right now we're not in Swadishu because Swadishu only starts from 412 onwards. We are using 3 to 48. So therefore we have to extend the 64143, even though the Angashu Bhasanya we say Ditkarna Samarthyat Athva Anubandha Karna Samarthyat Avasyapi Ter Lopaha. Even though Angam doesn't have Bhasanya, because the does and it was put by Panini, it has to have Projanam. The only Projanam can be to do T Lopaha. Anyam Projanam na Sambhavati, Anyat Projanam na Sambhavati. Tasmat Anubandha Karna Samarthyat Avasyapi Ter Lopa iti Vyakhyanam. Tad adharena atra T Lopa kriyate. So you can make T Lopa here. T means Achontyadi. T means the Ambhagaha. Ambhaga will take Lopa. Of course, in the meanwhile, this both the ams will go. This is a supratyaya. So by this Pruttadita Samasascha and Dhatu Pradipadikayoho, I hope you already heard these two sutras 100 times. You heard them 1,000 times. Any Samasaha, do 1 to 46, Pruttadita Samasascha, Supodhara Padikayoho, remove that Antarvarti Sup. And then this Ambhaga, the T Bhaga of Gam, because of the does and it will remove that. Right? So finally we get the form Pratipa Ga as an adjective. So we use 64143. First we can put these two over here, 1 to 46 to 471. And after that we can put also the 64143 with the extension. And for Tehe Sutra, extension, by the Vyakhyanam. Okay, then Pratibhagaha is going to qualifying, who's it qualifying here? So it's qualifying Marutaha. Marut Pradipajika. Marut means Vayu. Vayavaha. So Marutaha, no commentary. So that is the subject of the whole first sentence. So Marutaha, look at the way beautifully Malinatha has put that. He put the clause was Jatu means Kadachit. At some point on his journey, Vatmasu, then these winds which were not favorable, so Pratipagaha, and which were stirring up his, which had a nature, Pramat is a nature, which had the nature of agitating, stirring up these trees and these emblems, flags, or maybe the trees in the form of emblems, either way. Then he's giving the upama now. Uttataha, no commentary. Any guess, Karthik? This is a tough samas, I guess. Uttataha, Nadi Rayaha. Raya is Vegaha. Nadi Vegaha. The currents, the torrents of the rivers. So, okay. Uttataha. Want to try to make a guess, Karthik? What kind of samas is this, please?
Uttataha.
Question, we have a Pradi as a beginning member. Okay? Now this can be, you can think of 2-3 things that Pradi is going to beginning member. One is Gati Samasaha. But Te Prag Dhatoho. We don't really have that here. Like a word like, Anubhuta, Anubhutam, Anu plus Bhuta. That, Bhuta is a upper dhatu is there, Kudanta Rupam. So we can use Anubhuta as a Kugati Pradeha, as a Gati Samasaha. Gati means Te Prag Dhatoho, at before of Dhatu. Now, this is, in this case, is it, the question is that this Tata also might have a Dhatu in there. But the question is that Ut connecting with a Dhatu in Tata word might be, or is there a Dhatu implied in between there? That is the key, Karthik. Is that the Ut connects with what? Connection with what? Is there something implied in between? It's kind of with some Dhatu which is implied in between here.
Is it similar to Pratibhagaha itself, like Pratipa with a Bahuvrihi and a Lopa?
No, Pratibhaga was Upapada Samasa.
No, I mean the Pratipa alone. There was a...
Pratipa when we are doing, no, the answer is actually no in this. There is a subtle difference here. Is that when you found a Pratipa, okay, this is a very good question. But remember this one now for today. The Pratipa like Vidhava, let's say Vidhava, right? Very famous compound. Vigataha Dhavaha, Yasyaha sa, Pratipaha. So Pratigataha Apaha, Yasmin Tat. The important thing, Karthik, is that in these situations, Bahuvrihi, Anekamanya Padarthe, the Bahuvrihi will be Samanadhikaranam. Between that whatever that Vigata or Pratigata and Uttara Padam, there will be Samanadhikaranam. So Vigataha Dhavaha Yasyaha sa. Between Vigata and Dhavaha, there will be Samadhikaranam. One whose husband has passed away. So Pratipagaha is that in which the waters are counter, so run counter. So between Pratigata and Apaha is Samadhikaranam. Between the Vigata and Dhava Samadhikaranam. Here you don't have that. The Vigraha Vakyam here is that is Udgataha Tatat. Tatat. Not Samadhikaranam. Udgataha Tatat. This is what is called the Pradi Samasa. Sutam Kugati Pradeyaha. The Pradeyaha which is there. This is almost like a Vaisham Bahuvati kind of. But the important thing is that we do have this Pradi in the beginning, but it is, and there is a verb implied in between that also is common. There is some Dhatujam which is there in between over there, but it is not Samadhikaranam with Uttarapadam. If it were, could think of Bahuvati compound. But it is not, it's Vyadhikaranam is there. And then we can, like let's say, even if Samadhikaranam is there, remember that the Bahuvati has to be remain Anyapada Pradhanaha. Even if Samadhikaranam is there, it might be a Pradi Samadhi, like Pracharyaha, like headmaster, right? Pracharyaha. So, Pragataha Acharyaha Pracharyaha. Why is it not a Bahuvati now? Because it's not Anyapada Pradhanatum Nasti. Anyapada Pradhanatum Nasti. Acharya is in the compound. He's an advanced teacher. Pragataha Acharyaha. So he is a headmaster, whatever. So Pragata Acharya Samadhikaranam we have. This is also not a Bahuvati. Bahuvati has to be Anyapada Pradhana. Okay. Now here We do have that, don't we? We do have the Samajikaranam is not there. So Udgataha Tatat, those which have exceeded their boundaries, the shore, which have passed, which have gone over their boundary, the shoreline. So these are the river currents which have gone over the shoreline. So Udgataha Tatat. When you see Udgataha Tatat, this is a Paradi Samasaha. Sutram Kugati Pradeha. This is a Vyakhyanam Kugati Pradeha. And so this is the 2218, is it? 2218, I think. 2218. Look at the Vyakhyanam of 2218. So in that there is given in which kind of meanings they can be used, So Titiyaya here. Niradayaha Krantadyarthe Panchamya. You can take a Panchamyantam Padam, the Tatat in our case. Niradayaha, not all the pradis. Nir, etc. Means we have seen the usage now, okay? These can be used in what meaning? Krantadyarthe, which have crossed, which have stepped. In these kinds of meanings, they can be used. So pradis, there is some vartikams in there. Which tells you Panchamyantam Padam can be compounded with which of them in what meanings. Here Niradayaha, Krantadyarthe Panchamyaha, Nishkarantaha Kaushambhyaha, Nishkaushambhi. That is the example which is given. So one, Kaushambhi is the name of an old town, I think. So one who has left, who has departed from the Kaushambhi, he is Nishkaushambhi. So Nishkarantaha. So let me give this, there's some typos in here. So Nishkarantaha Kaushambhyaha Nishkaushambhi Nirvaranasihi. One who has left Varanasi. So Nishkarantaha Kaushambhyaha. So again, as I said to you, Karthik, yesterday, is that we have to find an example which matches our example. The example that we have, Udgataha Tatat, Panchami. So we have to come to this Vartikam, Niradeha Krantadhyarthe Panchamya, and then make the Vigravakyam Udgataha Tatat, and make it as the Pradi Samasaha. This is Tatpurusha Samasa. It's a little bit strange. This is Tatpurusha Samasaha. It's not, can you explain that also, Karthik? Why this is not Bahuvri here?
Because we have Udgataha, which is
Udgata is qualifying the Rayaha, directly Rayaha, which is the Pradhanyam. So Pradhanyam stays in the compound, doesn't go outside. When you say Vigata Dhavaha, that Vigata is qualifying Dhava, not that lady, not the widow. It qualifies her husband, not the widow. So we say Vigata Dhavaha Yasyaha Sa. Vigata is the husband has passed, she is still alive, of course, the widow is still alive. Only husband has passed away. So that Vigataha, even though there also you have some participle which is missing, there's a participle form in there which is missing in the compound. It's understood, but that is not qualifying the main item indicated by the compound. It is qualifying only that Uttarapadam. So that is Bahuvri. That's why these are made Tatpurushas by Panini. Those are Bahuvris. So when that Nirgata or Udgata or Vigata, when that is qualifying the Pradhana Padam, it will be a Pradi Samasa. When it's qualifying the Anya Padam, it will be the Bahuvri compound. One more time, Vigata Dhavaha, Vigata qualifies the Dhava only the husband has passed away, she's a widow now, she's alive. But here, Udgataha means the currents are the ones which have actually crossed beyond the shoreline. So this is not going to be Bahuvri, because that Udgataha is in the compound, directly qualifying the Rayaha. It is not the Bahuvri. Anyway, I hope you listen to some of this. It will be confusing for you. But 2 to 18 and all these Vartikams, we can tell you which Pradi can be used with which Vibhakti-antam Uttarapadam. We can take that, and if you can read the Vyakhyanam on 2 to 18. The key was that let's back up a little bit. We noticed that there was a Pradi in the compound. Okay, we had 2-3 choices. First question to answer: is there a Padam in there? Who is the Ud qualifying? the connection of the ut with dhatu. Is it a dhatu in tata, or is it something implied in between? That was the first step that we took. We realized that the ut is really means udgata. So now we have two ways to go. We can think of Bahuvari compound like Vidhava. We can think about a Pradi Samasa like Nishkausham. We can look at these two. Of course, the Vidhava is the most more common compound. The Nishkaushambi is not a very common compound. But the important thing was that is there Samadhi Karanam or not? Samadhi Karanam is not there. And is it Anyapada Pradhana or not? It is not. So by putting that together, figure out this is a Pradi Samasha. Finish off this compound. So we can just basically use the, what we got about Kartik? Today, day of Samasa, I guess. The day of Samasa today. So we got Ud. Ud and Avyam. Well, Ud will remain as Ud only. Then what to put in? Yeah, Tata.
Plus Ngasi.
Plus Nyasi, very good. Nyasi. You can say Niradeha Krantadyarthe Panchamya. Just the Vartikam. Nyasi, then to use the usual steps is that, this 1 to 46, 2, 4, 71, and then Karicha, Uttata, we get the Karicha, the final form. The Nakara becomes Takara. So that is Uttata. So Uttata. Okay. It's called, and of course this itself was done by using the 2 to 18 and along with the Pradi compound, Pradi Samasa. This is what is called a Pradi Samasa. Okay, so we saw one today, Pradi Samasa. When the para, etc. is used with something implied in between. So Pradi Samasa. And so you'll use 2 to 18 Vatikam also. You can use Uttata, we'll use 1 to 46, we'll use the usual 2, 4, 71 along with Karicha from 8, 4, 55. That will do it for us. Of course, by the time we use Karicha, we have to really, make it Uttataha, because you should not be going to Tripadi section until you form the Padam, something antam Padam. So technically we have to really make it Uttataha, add Supratyaha, then go to Tripadi section from Uttataha. Okay, those are the compounds in this verse. Okay, from Uttataha, Nadirayaha, no commentary. Now he makes a commentary on Sthalim. That means the land. Akritrima bhumim iva. Where do you get that from now? Akritrima. Kritrima means artificial, man-made kind of artificial bhumim. So Sthalim means natural land. Means just like their land, natural land, not something constructed. So Akritrima bhumim iva. Why does he make that commentary? He says, Janapada Kunda Ityadi Na Neep. This is very long. This sutra might qualify for one of the longest sutras in Ashtadhyayi. There might be something longer. So this is really, we won't go through the whole thing today. We just take what we need right now, okay? We just take what we need. So Janapada Kunda Gona Sthala. Let's take this is Sthala. And the whole thing. Lot of these meanings are given. So when say 4140 Yatha Sankham is going on here over here. The Pratyaya Neep. This Neep, is it niche or Neep? I think because this is Neep or not. Let me check. Says niche Pratyaya. Is it Neep in the commentary? It should be niche. Maybe this correction is 4140 will give only niche Pratyaya. Should be niche, not Neep. Okay. Anyway, this is only won't make a difference for us. So, okay, it says Janapada Kunda Gona Sthala Bhaja Naga Kala Nila Kusha Kamuka Kavarat. This is the first part. Then these also join these together. So Janapada Kunda Gona Sthala Bhaja Naga Kala Nila Kusha Kamuka Kavarat. Okay, so following these Pradipadikani, in Patya niche Striyam, but only in these meanings, only not otherwise. So the meanings are, Vritya Matra Vapana Kritima, Akritima. and so on and so. A lot of meanings are given, So when Janapada is in this meaning, this first meaning, then it is vritti, vrittishchet. So vritti is the first meaning, and so I mean there are a lot of meanings over here, a lot of pratipadikani. So we have Janapada, Kunja, Gona, Sthala. We are number 4 in that list. So look at the number 4. So first is, vritti is the first meaning. Then the next one is that bhavati, amatram is second meaning. Third meaning is avapanam. And third meaning is akatrima chet. Akatrima chet tarhi sthali bhavati. Anyatha sthala bhavati. So this sthala will become sthala, or it becomes, sthala bhumi here. Raj is bhumi here. We call sthali if it is going to be a natural land which is not artificial, not in any way. So 4142, of course, before that, obviously, by 414, ajadyata stop, from your first stop. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. That by any aranda pradipadikam, when you have striyam, ta pratya bhavati. So that was coming as default. Otherwise, we don't even need to come here. So this sutram said that this thala pradipadikam will take the pratyaya nish. So bhumi yadi akritima akritrima chet. Akritima. So that's how we get the vyakhyana. 4142 he has given here is akritrima bhumim iva. So jana pada kunda ityadi na nish in the correction. What does we need, Karthik? When you get sthala plus nish, what do we need now?
Sthala plus nish will get bhasanya.
Very good, bhasanya.
And yes, yasyeticha.
Yasyeticha, because otherwise when you do the nish, of course we do the lashakwataditya arantyam. So only anubandha lope ikara vashishyate. Tatpaschad angasya bhasanya bhavati yachibam iti sutrena. Tatpaschad yasyeti iti sutrena antyasya avarnasya lopaha, akarasya lopaha. So ivarnantasya ivarnantasya avarnantasya bhasanyakasya angasya lopa bhavati tadite ikare cha pare. Tadite ikare cha pare. So this is the ikara. So 6448 is saying yasyeticha. In the bhasya adhikara we start from 64129. If the angam has the bhasanya, it's ending in either, we see sutra many times. If it's ending in the ivarna or avarna, means rasva akara atva dirgha akara, dirgha akara, atva rasva ikara atva dirgha ikara. Antya asti chet tasya lopa bhavati tadite atva ikare cha pare. So bhasya starts from 64129 and from 64148 we're going to get the 64148. Yes, teacher. Okay, that will remove that akara at the end. You get the form sthali. So that's why the comment. See how carefully the commentary. The commentary is very specific. Of course, I think one of the commentators is complaining that Malinatha being too strict. That this is the Vyakarana Anusarana Tika says that what the commentator is complaining over here. He's saying, what is he saying? The explanation given by Malinatha is given in the language of grammarians who define sthali as akritima bhumi in contradiction to sthala, which is ground artificially prepared. But Kalidasa does not mean that. He does not use the word sthali in a special sense in contrast to sthala. He just means sthala means land, sthali means land. Anyway, that's what they're saying. We may not have to have a full, that additional connotation, but we can. So this was 4142 over here. 4142. This one will be Yachivam along with Yasyaticha. Okay, so that brings us to in the end of the shloka pretty much. Okay, says, and then last thing is Varuthinim. Senam. Okay, this Varut is like a fender, like these chariots used to have these fenders or guards. So in fact it says, he quotes the Varutho Ratha Guptir Ya Tirodhatte Ratha Sthitim. I think this word has come in Raghuvamsham before. So that's why we are, unfortunately, we jumped in the later chapter of Raghuvamsham. Otherwise, in the beginning of Raghuvamsham, Malinatha will be more friendly to us. Right now, he will not repeat anything which has come before, not repeat. So we are in a bad situation right now. But he has said before in chapter 9, shloka 11, this Varutha Ratha Gupti protects the chariots. So, like a guard or fender, Yaya Ya Tirodhatte Ratha Sthitim. It conceals what's inside there. Or it protects but Apte says that it's a wooden fence or fender with which a chariot is provided as a defense against collision, like a bumper. So Varu. Now this Pratya, of course, this is a Matupata Pratya. This is Varu Thin Padibadikam. It will come now. Pratya Ini, Ata Ini Thanau. Matup is the default. The Padibadikam ending in Akara, you can use the Pratya in. Ini. Again, Bhasanya. Yes, Cheticha, Varuthin, Runnebhyo Neep. Runnebhyo Neep. If you have a Nakaranta Pradivadikam, as a general rule, you'll take the Neep Pratyaha in Striyam to make it feminine become Varuthinim. So that which has a lot of these guards or fenders, which means an army, is Senam. So this Varuthinim, now Ataini Thanau comes in from 5294. Starts the section about Tadasyastyaspiniti Matup. Tadasyastyaspiniti Matup. That which has that, or in that it can be found. This could also be the situation of that. That is something, it's an army in which all these guards or fenders can be seen. So this Matupartha definitely is there. And Atta Inichanao, which means Adantam means Adantam. Remember, we sing the Adhikara of the Krit, of the Niya Pradivadikat. So Pradivadikam ending in Akaraha, but the Ini or Than can be used. Matuparthe. So when we use the Pratya Ini, now it's easy for us because we take Varutha. Take Varutha plus Ini. Ini. So this is coming by the 52115. Remember this Matu Prakaranam, end of 5.2, 52115. And then, of course, we'll do the Upadeshadunasika It and use the same 1418 and 6411 make it Varu Thin. And then after that, we'll add this Runnebhyo Neep. Runnebhyo Neep. So we make it Varu Thin over here. Like this itself, Varu Thin, and then Adan Nebhyo Neep. So here what have we used? We have of course used the Upadesha Jananasika It, followed by Yes Yachibham, followed by Yes Cheti Cha. Repeat the sutra many times, so hopefully when you hear them so many times, you'll remember them. And then finally the Nebhyo Neep, which is going to be, what number is that, Karthik, you think? Nebhyo Neep. I think 415, I think. 413 is Triyam, 414 is Ajadyata Shtap, and I think 415 Runnebhyo Neep. 415 Runnebhyo Neep. Okay. Varuthinim, in this case means Senam. Okay, then Senam. So what's the connection here? Tasya. Dasharatha Senam. This is Bhrisham. Chiklishuho. Now, Bhrishataya is Bhrisham. So what is this telling us? This is going to be a Kriya Visheshanam. Bhrishataya Bhrisham. So Kriya Visheshanam generally is a Vartikam, which says Kriya Visheshananam Klivattam Nishyate. Karmattam Cha Ishyate. That the Kriya Visheshananam, this says when adjective has to be used adverbially. Come in Gita, Dukkham Praptam Ayogataha. Dukkham Praptam. Dukkham Praptam doesn't mean you obtain sorrow. it means that you obtain with sorrow, means with difficulty. So with difficulty comes in Gita. Asanyatapana yogo dushpart me mati. Let me look at that. I think that is wrong. Dukkham aptuma yogatah. Dukkham aptuma yogatah. What is happening now? Okay. Dukkham aptuma yogatah. It comes in Gita somewhere. You want to search for this? Okay. Dukkham aptuma yogatah. Okay, here it is. It's 5.6. Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkham aptuma yogatah. So sanyasaha without yoga, ayogataha, dukkham aptam is difficult. Doesn't mean you obtain difficulty. Difficulty is obtained with difficulty. The dukkham, so that kriya visheshananam klibattam karmattam cha ishyate. You can see the word ishyate, by the way. What does it imply, Karthik, ishyate? In the Vyakhyana, when you see the word ishyate, what does it imply?
Is it from Patanjali's
Very good. It's ishti. Patanjali says ishyate, that's called ishtis. That's what Patanjali wants. That's what he is expressing his desire, the Dhatu Ishmal desire. This is what is desired. I mean, basically, it's like a rule. And he desires like a rule for us. So, niyama bhavati. So, this one is a vatikam, and I think the sutram is karmattam, but under 2418 vatikam. Kriya visheshananam chaklivattam mishyate karmattam iti adhikam kuchit. Oh. Okay, but we don't have that in the shloka as such. That is what Malinatha is giving us as Vrisham. Vrishataya. Vrisham is intense. Vrishatam is intensity. This is tasya bhava tvatalau. So with Vrisha was made the Vrishata by using tasya bhava tvatalau and then ajatya tashta. The end of 5.1, tasya bhavaha. So Vrisha is an adjective. So the Vrishata means the intensity. Tasya bhavas tvatalau pratyaya tal was used. Alantyam lakasi sanya ajadya tashtap kasami dirgha vrishata. Straightforward, nothing really special. Vrishataya titya ekavachanam. Now the Karthik question is that by what sutram can we now justify titya over here? This is lesson for Karthik for today also. Because this is not heta, this is not karna, this is not karna, sorry. Katukaranayoho apya samutulyarthe pinasti. What can we do over here? Any vibhakti vidhanam, we have to go 2.3. Let's just go there for a second. And the main sutram is 2.3.18 Katukaranayoh titiya. Sahayuktya pradhane, but saha is not there. Anga vikara is not, ittam bhuta is not there. Heto is not there. So firstly, but that 2.3.18 Karthik has a vatikam on that. So when these like Samena Dhavati, he runs at an even speed. Prakritya sadhuho. By nature, he is a good person. Gotrena aham kapi. My gotra is kapi. So by gotra I am kapi. Namna satishaha. By name I am satish. When these are adverbially, idiomatically used, the 2.3.18 has a vastikam on that. Remember that. So when your tritiya has been used adverbially / idiomatically, when you have to go to this vastikam. This is the thing about the vibhakti pattern we talked about yesterday, is that you have to make adjustments, you have to be able to use the vyakhyana in vatikanya apekshan. Panini does not make it airtight. So we have to do some extensions. He says that tritiya vidhane prakrityadinam upasankhyanam means you include it. You should include this prakrityadi. So prakrtyadinam means prakritya abhirupaha means by he is naturally good looking person. Prakritya abhirupaha. Then prakritya darshaniyaha. Again same thing. He is worth seeing, means he is beautiful. He is prayena yajnikaha. For the most part, he only conducts yajnas. Prayana vayyakaranaha. For the most part, he is only a grammarian. So, gargyo asmi gotrena. So by Gotra, I'm Gargya. Samena Dhavati, Vishamena Dhavati. He runs at an uneven speed, and so on and so forth. So these are all going to be used by the Vartikam and 2-3-18. So what basically Mallinatha did for us is that he's telling you that this is a Kriya Visheshanam. He made Vrisham over here, saying this is a Kriya Visheshanam. The Tritiya being used here is Kriya Visheshanam, which means that once you see that, he expects you to know the Prakrityadinam Upasankhyanam. So that piece you have to understand. So that's all. Unfortunately, he's not going to give you, be more friendly than that, because we have to know the basics of Vyakaranam during this tika. That's why we have this class, so we can appreciate what the commentator is trying to say. So I won't put everything in this here. I just put this one, Drishataya. Drishataya is used the 2-2-18 Prakrityadinam Upasankhyanam Vartikam. And for the Brisham itself, use the Vartikam on 2-2-18. So, yeah, some of these things, Mani doesn't spell out some of these things. Maybe because he expects the usage to be there, maybe. It's well known by the usage. But if you want to look for a sutram for that, then you have to go to this, on these. So 2-4-18 Vartikam. That sutram, that Vartikam says that Kriya Visheshananam Klibattam Karmattam Chishyate. You get a neuter, accusative singular form. Very important rule. If you see a Napumsaka linge Dvitiya ekvachanam Visheshanam nasti chet, tarhi idam padam kriya Visheshanam syat iti chintaniyam avashyam. Because you'll be really confused. Sometimes you have long compounds which are ending up to be neuter, accusative singular, and no connection anywhere. Maybe a Bahuvri compound. You're looking around, what is going on over here? Because it's a Kriya Visheshanam. So those are of course more nasty cases, but these are simple cases. Which says Brusham, Chiklishuho, Klishyanti Sma. He made the dhatu klish. He made it into this. He made it to convert the sma. What sutram is this for using a sma?
I don't know, Satishji. Is it in Bhuti Adhikara somewhere?
That will be in Bhuti Adhikara. I think let's me. I think sutram. May I think maybe. Let's make. Okay. See, parokshe lit. This parokshe bhutarthe. You can use let can be used. If sma is being used with see again sma is upapade, right? When sma is used along with that, let can be used in place of lit. So even though you tempted to say, see, for those who don't know any past tenses, they tend to use the present tense with sma. So gachami sma means I went, but you have to be careful with that. Technically, it's built wrong. It's only parokshe. Unless you were out of your wits and said gachami sma, and I didn't know what I was doing. Beyond that, if you look at the Vyakyanam on 3.3.3.2.1.1h, is let's make 3.2.1.1h. Let's make, and let's look at this Vyakyanam. It says bhuta anadhyatana. So bhuta anadhyatana parokshe iti vartate. So bhuta anadhyatana parokshe iti vartate. Sma shabde upapade. Because again it's saptami. Tatra upadam saptami stham. Bhuta anadhyatana parokshe lat pratyaya bhavati. So anadhyatana parokshe bhutathe will get lat pratyaya. Lito apavadha. So when sma is used, lat has to be used. So nadena sma puradhiyate. So sma. So this is sma, which is adhiya. So on and so forth. So that's what. So what Mallinatha tell you is that he took out that lit pratyaya. He put the sma padam in there, left with that klishyanti sma. So this is the divadibhyasyan, the pratyasyan. Chiklishoho, only thing special is nothing really special, pratyaya us, because null atus us. I think we see this 1,000 times now. It's 3.4.82. And then the abhyasakar in klish, halad atta klesha nasti, abhyase klesha nasti, klish dhato abhyase klesha nasti. So you make it klish. Radishesha kuhoschuhu. Chiklish, Chiklishoho. So, okay. So, Klishyanti Sma, this one we have, today was a detailed commentary on this one we did, but I think this is good for us. So, Klishyanti. So, Klishyanti. Klishyanti. Klishyanti Sma. This one we have to use that 3, 2, what is the number there? 32118. 32118 is let's make. Apavada for lit lakara. Sma is you lit. Lit has to be the same meaning as lit, which is parokshe nanjatane. Sorry, lost typo there. I'm sorry. Yes, typo. So,
Satishji?
Yeah.
Like when we use sma with the lut, is there any thing like it should just follow the verb or something, or it can be placed anywhere in the sentence or something?
Probably just follow. That's the test. Doesn't sutra. See, upapada. It should be close by. So
Okay.
not far away. Generally, it always. I mean, at least in non-Vedic, it immediately follows on it, most of the time.
Okay.
32118. And then Chiklishuhu. The Chiklishuhu form, which is Chiklishuhu. Okay. Chiklishuhu, of course, we use the 3482. Nal atusus. So, G sthane ussadesha. Tat paschat abhyasakaryam, which is of course lishi dhatu anabhyasasya. Lishi dhatu anabhyasasya. Then abhyasakaryam will be haladi shesha. Kuhoschu. Okay. This is the translation. Okay, let's see when. You ready, When, for us? We'll try this one. Let me see.
Yes, sir. Yes, that's fine.
We've done in enough detail now.
Yes.
Ask any more detail than this. All right. Let me bring this into view for you. Okay, let me bring this into view. Maybe I'll keep it side by side, maybe down here.
Yeah.
Let me try to do this stacking thing, you know. All right, let me see. Oh, this might do it for us.
You can bring it down, I think I can. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
No,
58. 58.
Yeah,
one, yeah.
58. It's 58 number. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now it so happened that.
Tasya
No,
jatu.
Tasya is not. It's probably Jatu.
Just jatu.
Jatu is
Tasya
Kadachit.
murtaha. Okay.
Jatu Kadachit. And one just, at some point during his travels. So now it so happens that strong gales of wind.
Marutaha.
Only Marutaha only. Maybe including Pramathinaha, maybe the strong, this is agitated. Let's see what he does ahead. Strong gales of wind blowing in. Hold on, let me get to the next page now. Blowing in. Okay, blowing in opposite direction. That one is blowing in opposite direction.
Oh, opposite direction is
Pratipagaha. 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 So going in opposite direction and
destroying tree-like banners.
Trees like banners. So he's taking the Vyakyanam Dvaja eva taravaha on the road.
Dvaja taru. So tree-like banners.
The tree-like banners. Destroying is Pramathinaha. So the strong wind looks like only Marut is taking, I think, strong wind.
Yeah.
Unless he's taking the Pramathin and including that in some.
The strong could be in bracket. Okay.
Probably a little bit in brackets. Yeah. Now, on the roads, this. Vartmasu. So really, Vartmasu is, in fact, so maybe I mean the wrong connection. Vartmasu really is on the roads. Okay, so Vartmasu is connecting with the wind more, not purely along one. I was thinking is that at some point along his travels, but he's taking it at some point is separate, and then these winds were destroying the flags, like tree-like flags and the etc. on the roads. Okay, so he put the Saptami before here. Munyata put the Saptami. Point trying to make Vartmasu is not connecting with Jatu. Vartmasu is connecting with the later part. Vartmasu Dvaja Tara, which makes sense because the trees are on the road, right? The trees are on the road. So yeah, so Vartmasu is connecting with this part, this Dvaja Taru. Okay. So on the road,
Harass is army?
harass is what? Chiklishuhu.
Chiklishuhu.
Chiklishuhu. What is
Sena.
his? His is? What is his? Tasya.
Tasya, yeah.
Tasya. Look at this. This is one nasty thing now. The Tasya was way back here.
Yeah.
And the Varuthinim is way down here.
Yeah.
So that is, but Tasya will not, Anya Sambandhana Samavati. There is no other connection possible. So Tasya Varuthinim. This is a difficult part. Is Tasya Varuthinim. You know.
Yeah.
So his army,
Army is
in a great degree. What is that? In a great degree? Vrishataya. Vrishataya.
Great degree.
So means intensely. So what is as?
Iba. That's easy.
Swelling currents of a river.
Swelling currents of the river. Nadirayaha.
The swelling can understand Raya is like a kind of strong, currents. Nirayaha. Overflowing the bank.
The banks. Varutinim
Uttataha.
Tata is of course the bank.
So Tatat Udgata, we talked about it. Tatat Udgata.
Tata.
Have gone over their banks.
The dry land, Stalim.
The artificial land. That is the country along the banks. So not so this is the country. Devastate is understood as Chiklishuhu, goes both ways. Because we will not repeat the verb. Okay. So that this from the same Chiklishuhu comes here also.
Destroying the banners.
Thailand is Salim. Salim. That is the whole thing. Okay. Thank you, Vin. So we are now. Let us. Yeah, it's an interesting shloka. So we did a lot of grammar today.
Yeah.
But let's few minutes before we stop. Let's do the next one. Give the gist of it for the next class. Maybe some homework. Lakshyate sma tadanantaram ravir bhaddabhima parivesha mandalaha vainateya shamitasya bhogino bhogaveshtita iva chuto manihi lakshyate sma tadanantaram ravir bhaddabhima parivesha mandalaha vainateya shamitasya bhogino bhogaveshtita iva chuto manihi. And I cannot emphasize more how much knowledge you will get just by pronouncing loudly, clearly, the shloka itself. Lakshyate sma tadanantaram ravir baddha bhima parivesha mandaraha vainateya shamitasya bhogino bhogaveshtita iva chuto manihi. In terms of vocabulary, what's the difficult word over here for you, Wayne, in terms of vocabulary? What do you don't understand vocabulary-wise? What do you think, Wayne?
Yeah.
Which one is the difficult word vocabulary-wise for you? Lakshyate, you understand, you have to laksha, right? Laksha is to look at, gaze at, to inspect.
Okay, I was thinking of aiming, but laksh.
Aiming, yeah, also laksha is aiming also.
Yeah.
So laksha is drishyan, and we see the smo again. So again, we have to use the same sutra which we just saw, latsme. We just saw it, latsme, lakshyate. Latsme we have to use, which is this 32118. Okay, so that one we already saw that.
Yeah.
So the nantaram is straightforward. It's after that.
After that.
Anantaram is
Ravihi.
Ravi is straightforward, sun.
Right.
Baddha is bound. Baddham is bound.
Bhima parivesha mandala.
Bhima also means terrible, fierce. The parivesha might be the one word that you may not know. Parivesha, right? Parivesha. He says, parivesha. Look at the commentary. Parivesha, paridheya. Paridhehi. Paridhehi. The word like upadhi. Paridhehi. Paridhehi is like an aura. Aura like an halo. Paridhehi. What sutram Karthik quickly? Paridhehi. You did in the class before. In this class, you've done this one.
Yeah. Paridhi.
Upasarga goki. Upasarga goki. Homework for tomorrow next class. 3392. How do I know so fast? Because 3394 is Triyam Tin. Prior to that, there are two sutras for this kihi. ये गोकी परिधि उपाधि समाधि. So pariveshasya paridhehe. So parivesha is paridhi means a halo and aura. So expand a vocabulary. That's why we read this text. So we can expand a vocabulary. Is paridhi is same as parivesha. He quotes the Amar Kosha. Parivesh paridhi. And also upasurya ka mandale.
Surya ka mandala or Surya ka mandala?
No, it's only singular. Upasurya ka mandale. So upasurya ka, which goes around the surya. Upasurya ka mandale. So it is a halo which goes around the sun. Covers the sun. So pariveshastu paridhi. So parivesha paridhi. Upasurya ka mandale. Upasurya ka mandale. What is Kamandalu, by the way? Again, not Kamandala, really. Kamandala is Hindi.
Oh, okay.
If it be Kamandalu, will not become Kamandala anyway.
Okay, Kamandalu. Okay, I thought it was Kamandala. Okay.
That's Hindi. Kamandala.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So Upasurya ka mandale. Upasurya ka mandale. Iti amaraha. Amar Kosha gives these two words. Okay, mandala is like a circle. So Parivesha mandala is like the circle of the halo. Halo circle. So Vainateya is what?
Garuda.
Vinitayaha patyapaman Vainateya. So we Vinata. Vinata become Vainateya. Therefore his mother's name was Vinata. Like Kaunteya, so Vainateya. Shamitasya. Sham is to quieten. Shamita was made quiet. Means in case he was killed, basically. So this Shamita has a little bit of, not means he was shut down, made quietened down. Means so Hatasya means so Shamitasya. He gives Garuda Hatasya. So Shamita is Hata. Again, expand the vocabulary. Use these shlokas to expand the vocabulary, please.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's why we read it, because see, these words we don't hear in regular language. That's why we read the Kavyaganjaha. Yena Shabda Sangrasya Buddhisyat. Shamitasya Hatasya Tyarthaha. Shamita means Hata. Bhogin, na Bhogin. Okay. The word Bhogaha, it says, Bhoginaha, it says Sarpasya. So Bhogin is Sarpaha. Bhogi is Sarpaha. Now, how do you get that? Is Bhogin?
Yeah, I would have thought Bhogin is someone who enjoys.
Yeah, Bhogin. Where is coming Gita? Siddhvam Bhogi. So that Bhogi in Gita is not a serpent. He could be there also. He could be there also, as a matter of fact. He is the person of Asuri Buddhi. So he is Asuri Sampatti, one who has. He is called Siddhvam Bhogi. So things come, Bhogi, it comes in Gita, I know that. So
Bhogi is Sarpa.
So Ishwaram Bhogi. Ishwaram Bhogi. Siddhvam Balavan Sukhiyo. So I'm the Lord, I'm the enjoyer. I'm accomplished. I'm like happy. So Balavan, I'm strong. This is what people of those who have the Asuri Sampatti, the demonic disposition. Ishwaro aham bhogi. Here bhogi is not this one bhogin. So, but here this bhogin, and he quotes Amar Kosha now in support. Bhogaha sukheya. So bhoga can be in the sense of happiness, enjoyment. Particularly, either it can also mean like enjoyment of the senses. Particularly, it can also mean sexual enjoyment. Sukheya. Striyadi bhrutau. Bhritihi. Looking at it for the class, as a matter of fact. So bhriti is like, when you employ somebody for wages, bhadi, when you hire somebody, it says that striyadi bhrutau means that, I'll give you the so bhritihi, in fact, we can look at apteji quickly. And this aheshcha phanakayoho. This is what we need right now. Ahi. Ahi is a snake. So bhogaha can mean either the hood of a snake, also mean the body of the snake. Aheshcha phanakayoho ityamaraha. So bhoga can be sukhev. Bhoga can be, when it comes to, in the sense of vritihi, like labor, or hired labor of of the striyadi. So it can be, it is a woman or other people also who are hired labor. In that sense, bhoga can be used. It can also be used in the sense of a hood or the body of a snake. So, and in the commentary gives adina. So three adi means for adina, hasti, ashwadi, karma karananam cha bhritihi. So, so bhriti can be when the hired labor. Can be either a woman, can be even can mean elephants, can mean horses, can be workers. Karma karaha. So that's not the meaning. We want the last meaning right now. Ahescha phanakayayoho. So that's how the word. So look at, he has used back to back the word bhoga in two different meanings. So bhogin, in that word bhogin, one who has a hood, is a hooded serpent. Is bhogin. Of course, same pratyaya ini we saw, atta ini thana we saw today, right? Bhogin. Then bhoga veshtitaha, he has used bhoga as kayaha. So in that bhogin, this is the word like phanin. One who has a phana is phanin. So phanaha santi, ascheti bhogin. So one who has phanin, I should say. So that bhogin uses bhoga in the sense of phana. In the other one, bhoga veshtitaha uses kayaha. That's the thing. So what is this shloka? This time we are out of time. So lakshate sma bhima parivesha mandalaha ravih. Again, this is lit in the sense of parokshya. At that time, the sun was seen to be in this condition. Tadanantaram. So after that, the sun was seen in this condition. So the condition that he has the circle of the halo around him, which is very terrible to look at. This is what the sun looked like at that time. Then, and what is the upama given here? Again, Eva is coming down there. So the entire second half is Eva. So chutaha manihi. Chuta, you know that when chuta means fallen off. Fallen off. Like this is these serpents, hooded serpents are supposed to have these monies on their hoods.
Right.
So but so this sun looked like it looked like this big
money that has
money from the hood of a serpent has fallen off. In his struggle with Garuda. Garuda, who was his arch enemy, right? So this money fell off, and he was protecting the money, so Garuda should not take it. He was concealing the money in his coil, taken within his body. So this is what upama this is.
That's beautiful.
So this Ravi was the sun is like the money.
Yeah.
And then the bhoga veshtanam, which is the circle of the coil of the snake's body, that is like the bhima parivesha mandalaha.
Yeah.
Snake's body. So but this was already a dead snake, because when with Garuda already killed him, but he was in that battle. His money fell off, protecting it in his bhogaha. That's what the sun looked terrible like that. So the Vyakyanam Tadanantaram is after that. After what? Tadanantaram is Pratipa Pavananantaram. So prior shloka already we saw that the winds were coming, which was the contrary winds. Pratipa Pavananantaram. After those kind of winds are blowing, then the Vigraha Vakyam, we'll do this next time. Bhaddam Bhimam Pariveshasya equals Paridhehe. Pariveshasya equals Paridheha Mandalam. So we're going to keep it simple. So Bhaddam Bhimam Mandalam Yasya Saha. So one who has put around him there has been a constructed or bound, strapped a halo whose circle is very difficult to look at. He gives Amar Kosha Pariveshastu Paridhi Upasuryaka Mandale, which is the circle around the sun. So Ravihi, look at how beautifully he puts the adjective before the noun. Ravi is the noun, and the Baddha Bhima Parivesha Mandalaha Tasya Visheshanam. Vainateya Shamitasya equals Garuda Hatasya. Hatasya, again Han becomes Hata by 6437. So Garuda Hatasya, so Vainateya is Vinata, was his mother. Vinataya Apatya Puman, Garudaha. Stribhyo Dhak Sutram, homework for next time. Find Sutram Stribhyo Dhak. In 4.1, Tasya Patyam, you find Sutram Stribhyo Dhak. Shamita, one more thing. So Karthik, quickly anything, we out of time, but why not Shamita?
Mitav Raswaha.
Only now Paritah. Now. You have Pratyaya Nit, we have no? So okay, Amanta. Okay, yeah. So I think we can use it, yes. But then how about the word like Shamaha? I think you got a little bit lucky here. But there's another sutram also is there. I wanted that one from you. Take it for homework.
Okay.
So let's say Shamaha, Damaha, right? So you don't have niche over there, so you cannot use that term. So if I want to use the word Shamaha, take for homework. Okay. So Garudahatasya, Bhoginaha Sarpasya, Bhogena Kayena, we just talked about that. Because Bhogaha Sukhe Striyadi Bhrutau, Aheshcha Phanakaya Yoho, Ityamaraha. In this case, he has used both of them, Ahehe Phanakaya Yoho. In Bhogin, we have Phanartha, and in this one, Kayartha. Veshchitaha is coiled up. Chutaha is Shiro Bhrashtaha. He's fallen from the head. Shiro Bhrashtaha. Manirava Lakshyate. Okay, let's stop with that. We'll do it next time. Ramo Rajam Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Vaje. Ramena Bhiyata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tatmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parasaram Ramachida Tosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame Bho Ramama Muddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manurame Sahasranama Tattadiyam Rama Nama Varadane Shri Rama Nama Varadana Om Namaiti. How are we doing?